Hello and welcome to Fistful of Steam Movie Reviews. Today I'm reviewing The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. And if you like a full-length story extrapolated from a few lines of a Tolkien text, animation that's a few frames a second short of stopping emotion sickness from taking over, and just enough things you remember from Lord of the Rings pushed into frame for you to say, "Hey, I remember that," then maybe this movie's for you. Look, it's not a bad film in that it's watchable and has a story in the world of Middle-earth with callbacks, but if memorable is what you're after, then this falls short. I also don't think an animated release like this should be allowed to have such poor frame rates. This type of frame rate might be okay in the 70s or the 80s for children's TV, but being in the 21st century, I don't think it's a good look for a so-called motion picture. But I digress. Set 183 years before Lord of the Rings, the movie starts with Hera, the daughter of King Helm Hammerhand, riding out to try and befriend one of the giant eagles in the lore of the realm, with a giant leg of meat. She neither befriends nor insults the eagle, and she rides back to her father's fortress in the heart of Rohan. It's revealed Hera has two brothers and is a bit of a tomboy herself. She's also late for a meeting with her father, who is welcoming the lords of Rohan to a gathering. When one lord, Frigga, bursts through the doors with his entourage, he is disrespectful of the king when his suggestion of a pairing between his son Wulf and Hera is turned down. This leads to a fist fight outside the hall, which results in a one-punch death of Frigga, and his son vows revenge. As disrespect is shown here also, Wulf and his group are thereby banished from the lands under penalty of death. Later we find animals have been found dead around the lands, so Hera has to now be accompanied if she goes out riding. On one of these outings they find a badly decomposed body of a beastmaster from other lands, and soon they're being attacked by a war elephant gone mad. Hera leads it off by using the Beastmaster's horn and lures it to a lake in the forest where it's dragged in by the kraken-like Watcher in the water, and here she is kidnapped by one of Wulf's henchmen. Now this ends the spoilerish free part of the movie. If you just don't want to miss anything Middle-earth or find the story appealing so far, feel free to watch this 2-hour animation before continuing. If you've already seen it before or have no intention of seeing it, by all means follow me into the spoiler section coming up now. Kira wakes to find herself in an unlocked room. As she walks out onto the balcony and sees her horse, it's shown that the people that were with her when the elephant attacked have followed her to where she's being held. She finds a table with a plan to overthrow her father, and Wulf reveals himself. One of her friends bursts in and creates a diversion while she escapes, and they all manage to get away back to her father. On telling her father of the plot and suggesting they get reinforcements, Lord Thorn says there is no need and he'll pledge 300 warriors. The king accepts this as he doesn't want to look weak by getting reinforcements, and they get ready to engage. Kira is ordered to stay in the town while her father rides out to meet the army, and when she discovers a document with the same seal she saw in Wulf's room, she realizes Lord Thorn is going to betray them. The Rohirrim attack and hold their own without Thorn's support until the war elephants enter the field. They try and take them down before they can get to the town, not knowing that Kira has already ordered the townsfolk to abandon the town and head for the hills. Lord Thorn attacks Kira in the stables and is killed in the melee. She leaves and manages to kill one of the elephants before it can break through the walls. It's all for naught though, as eventually the walls are breached and her brothers are killed. She's able to escape with her father, who is badly wounded, and catch up with the townsfolk as they enter what would later be called Helm's Deep. Wulf sets up camp outside the walls and gets to making a siege tower. With limited supplies, it's looking grim as an approaching winter will be difficult inside the walls. The months progress, and King Hammerhand's wounds heal. He's taken to excursions outside the walls via a hidden exit to kill some of the enemy and instill fear. All winter, Wolf is still building the siege tower, and his men get more jumpy as more of them are picked off. Eventually, as winter breaks, Helm Hammerhand fights his last fight and is frozen undefeated outside the gates of the stronghold. As the siege tower nears completion, Kira climbs the mountain behind Helm's Deep to visit the eagle nest and pleads with the eagle to help her. The eagle obliges by flying off with a box containing her father's armor to her cousin, who has been waiting on word of what's happening. Kira then comes up with a plan to get the villagers out through the secret passage her father used to get out, if only she can divert the enemy's full attention to the walls. She dons a wedding dress, as that was what Wolf at one time wanted from her, and rides out onto the walls as the townsfolk slowly exit. The siege tower is deployed, and Kira rides out onto it to confront Wolf, making a pact he will let the townsfolk live if she dies. She wins the fight only for Wolf to order the advance, and she then kills him while the remaining fighters on her side set light to the siege bridge. Her cousin appears on the horizon wearing her father's armor, and the attacking troops flee, believing it to be an apparition. The cousin becomes king, Saruman pledges allegiance to him, Kira goes in search of Gandalf, and the movie closes. It's a bit long, a bit janky, a bit of a hark back to the movies, and a bit averagely okay. 6 out of 10 dead orcs from me. What did you think? Catch you on the next one.